Here we go. Here we go. Coming back at you from the Red Eye Loft. All right, folks. Today on this Tippler Talk Tuesday, I want to recap what we discussed last week. Last week we talked about health. We talked about what types of products you can use for the pigeons when you're flying them in order to get the best performance out of them. Now, I'm not talking about buying all kinds of products and causing you problems at home with your spouses or your pocketbook, your income, or anything like that. But I'm talking about certain things you must do with the birds in order to keep them like this, healthy. Now, for all those out there watching my videos, thank you for the participation. Thank you for chiming in and commenting. I don't claim to have all the knowledge. I don't claim to be 100% correct. But I think that for myself, I'm doing good here at the Red Eye Loft, and I would expect for you to do the same if you do things accordingly. Introducing to you back on video is Lucky. Old Lucky here ended up being a cock. You can see he's about 8 months old now. He was born in January. This is the white Homer that I raised about 8 months ago. He has turned out to be gorgeous. So let me talk to you today about balance. If you want to maintain balance at home, balance in keeping pigeons and keeping your spouses happy, your significant others happy, your partners happy, whoever that may be, or yourself happy, you must maintain balance. I'm making this video because the gentleman that I spoke to last week, we discussed this about keeping pigeons and how costly it can be. And I believe his spouse kind of cautioned him on how much money he should spend on his birds. And that's because she doesn't see value in the birds. But us, like all of us, we find value in our birds because they bring us happiness. It's a hobby that you can do behind your own yard. You can have birds and never deal with the public again. And this is your life. However, I caution you. I caution you with balance. You just can't say, I'm going to take care of birds and do nothing but birds, and you can go over the top with the pigeons. I love pigeons like anyone else out there, and I've been having them since I was 10 years old. My wife met me when I first met her. I had pigeons. She knew me when I was a kid. I had pigeons, and I just want you guys out there to understand one thing, that if you maintain some type of balance at home with your spouses, you'll never have a problem with keeping pigeons in your backyard. Now, some guys will say, hey, would you rather see me here at my house, or would you rather see me at the street corner hanging with the fellas, or at the local bar, or at another meet, or another hobby that's probably going to cost a lot more? For example, golfing. Golfing costs a lot of money. It costs a lot more than pigeons. And depends on what type of pigeons you're keeping. If you're just keeping pigeons to fly around the backyard, it's not that bad. Tips that you can give your spouses: get involved. Have them get involved. If they don't want to get involved, then you have to sit down with them and tell them truly how you feel. This must be on every pigeon handler's mind, that if only my spouse liked pigeons just as much as I do, we'd be a happier couple. Well, I'm here to tell you, sometimes you won't be able to achieve that no matter what. But I can tell you that if you try and you show some balance, you tell her, hey, every day when I get home from work, just afford me 1.5 hours towards the birds, or 2 hours towards the birds, or whatever. But in the same token, you have to reciprocate that to her. You have to afford her the same time that you give the birds and your love, the pigeons. So I would encourage you to sit down and talk to your spouses. Everyone that's watching out there, some may not have a problem. Some of you guys out there watching my videos may have a great spouse. Some get involved. Some of them help you clean the loft. Some of them help you pack the birds if you're racing. They help you train the birds. They feed the birds for you when you get home from work late. That's great. But for the guys that don't have that that luxury of having a good, supportive wife or girlfriend or fiance or whatever you want to call it, your significant other, I suggest you sit down and talk to them. Tell them exactly how you feel, because the birds are nothing but pure, clean fun. There's nothing wrong with these birds. Now, I will say that they do bring joy. This guy's a little aggressive. They do bring joy, and you know, just like if they like to go out and eat twice a week, once a week, or every day of the week, that brings them joy. Going out and not having to cook. But you got to make them understand that these birds, they bring you joy, and this is what keeps you grounded. So, for the fellas out there watching, you need to really, really talk to your spouses and make them understand, and don't hide the truth. Tell them exactly what it costs. If the feed's gone up, the feed's gone up. Cut corners somewhere else. If the medication and vitamins have gone up, cut corners somewhere else. You have to make them understand, or help them understand, that the birds are what brings you joy, and if you're happy, you're gonna make her happy. It's a push-pull relationship. So folks, thank you for tuning in on this Tippler Talk Tuesday. Find balance in your birds. Find balance with your spouses. You know, tell them that this is what brings you happiness, and they have to understand. Help them find a hobby. If they don't want to do this hobby, maybe they'll find something else. You could also say, hey, I don't complain when you want the kitchen remodeled, the bathroom remodeled. You want new flooring, new curtains, new blinds for the home. You want new pots and pans if you're cooking. All these things that they want, you are fast to bring or buy for them or bring it to them. Whereas, you know, they're gonna complain a little bit about you spending time with the birds. That's ludicrous. But like I said, not every spouse is considerate. Not every spouse will understand. Oh, Lucky here is aggressive. He's just so mad at me. But yeah, folks, just thought I'd touch on that. This Tippler Talk Tuesday. Find balance. Talk to your spouses, and maybe you guys will have a better outcome. Because remember, if you talk about it, maybe you'll make some headway. You just can't avoid the problem. You gotta face the problem. And again, this is what we all love. Oh, Lucky's molting out beautifully. He's on his last flight, 10th flight. He is gorgeous. And there you have it, folks. Until next time, next week, like always, we'll touch another topic. But for all those that are watching my videos,